My mom disowned me for calling out her abuse, now she wants to reunite for grandkids. Hi Reddit. Throwaway for obvious reasons. Growing up, my mother was emotionally and verbally abusive. She controlled everything. What I wore, what I said, even what facial expressions I was allowed to make. If I cried, she mocked me. If I stayed quiet, I was manipulative. I lived in a constant state of tension, trying to avoid her explosions. My father? Silent, passive. I think he was afraid of her too. When I turned 19, I finally snapped. I was home from college on break, and she berated me for hours over something trivial. I didn't answer a text fast enough. I calmly told her that the way she treated me was abusive, and that I deserved better. She exploded, called me ungrateful, a liar, dramatic, said I was no longer her daughter. She told extended family I was mentally unstable and had always been a problem. I was heartbroken, but honestly, I felt free. That was 12 years ago. I've since built a life I'm proud of. I have a stable career, a wonderful husband, and 2 young children. I've been in therapy for years and finally understand that what she did to me wasn't love, it was control. A week ago, I got a message from a cousin I haven't spoken to in years. She said my mom has been so sad lately because she misses her daughter and wants to meet her grandchildren. Apparently, my mom is telling people she's changed and wants to make amends. No, just no. My kids are happy, safe, and loved. They have a mom who listens and apologizes when she messes up. I will not let the woman who destroyed my self-worth anywhere near them. And here's the kicker. My cousin sent me screenshots. My mother is already referring to my kids as her grandbabies on Facebook, like she's involved in our lives. She's posting pictures of my kids she stole from relatives' social media, captioned with "Can't wait to hold them soon." I mean, what the hell? She disowned me. She told me I was dead to her. She hasn't apologized, not once. Now she wants to skip the hard part and play grandma? No, I won't let her poison them too. First update. Hi, again. Thanks for all the support on my original post, it meant the world to me. So, things escalated. Last Friday evening, I heard a knock at the door. My husband went to check and turned pale. It was her, my mother. We didn't open the door. We have a Ring camera, so I saw her clearly. She looked older, but that same fake smile was plastered on her face. She was holding a bag with what looked like stuffed animals. My stomach dropped. She stood there for a solid 5 minutes, waving at the camera and occasionally knocking. Then she put the bag down, smiled again, and walked away. Inside the bag? 2 cheap teddy bears and a framed photo of me from high school. No note. No explanation. I felt sick. I didn't want my kids seeing any of it. My husband disposed of everything. I also talked to a lawyer. He helped us draft a cease and desist letter. Nothing aggressive. Just a firm message. Do not contact us. Do not visit. Stay away from our children. We sent it to her last known address and her work email. She's a teacher. She hasn't responded directly. But yesterday, I got another message from a different cousin calling me cruel and vindictive. I'm not surprised. She's spinning her usual tale of victimhood. But I'm staying firm. This is not about forgiveness. It's about protection. And I will protect my kids at all costs. Second update. I got a letter from a lawyer claiming to represent my mother. She's petitioning for visitation rights as a grandmother. Apparently, she thinks she can force a relationship with my kids she's never met, by dragging me to court. The letter was ridiculous. It claimed I was withholding access out of spite, and that my mom had been unjustly alienated. It made it sound like we had some ongoing relationship that I suddenly cut off, instead of the reality that she disowned me and cut me off for calling out her abuse over a decade ago. Fortunately, I live in a state where grandparents' rights are very limited, especially when the parents are alive and together. My lawyer was almost laughing as he read it, but we're still taking it seriously. We've documented everything: screenshots, timestamps, past messages from family, even the Ring doorbell footage. She's trying to use the legal system to bully her way into my life again. But I have boundaries now. And I have a spine. She doesn't get to waltz back in just because she feels entitled to play grandma. My kids are not a second chance for her to rewrite history. They are not therapy dolls. They are human beings. And they will grow up safe and loved, without her toxicity anywhere near them. Final update. Just wanted to give one last update and say thank you to everyone who supported me through this. The petition was dropped. Her lawyer quietly withdrew after my legal team submitted evidence of her disowning me, her absence from my life for 12 years, and her recent attempts to manipulate the situation. Turns out, courts don't look kindly on estranged grandparents who've made zero effort to rebuild a relationship with the parent before demanding access to the children. I won't lie, it rattled me. The idea that she'd go that far. But I'm also proud of the boundaries I held, proud of the cycle I've broken. My therapist said something that stuck with me. Abuse doesn't become love just because it's dressed up in teddy bears. I've blocked the flying monkeys. I've locked down my kids' online presence. And I've learned something important. Just because someone shares your DNA doesn't mean they deserve access to your heart or your family. She can keep posting photos and pretending, but she'll never get what she wants. I gave her 19 years of my life. She doesn't get to take one more day. I'm done. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. If you've ever stood your ground against a toxic parent, you are not alone. And you are not the villain in your story.